Welcome to the Ethical Affiliate, the podcast that's all about living life on your own terms through the exciting world of ethical affiliate marketing. I'm your host, Ida.
And I'm Tim.
And in each episode, we'll be exploring the possibilities, strategies, and mindset shifts that can empower you to build a business that aligns with your values and allows you to design the life you've always dreamed of.
Join us as we share our journey and hear from industry experts and successful affiliate marketers who have embraced this new approach to business. Discover the strategies they use to navigate the ever-evolving digital landscape, build sustainable income streams, and most importantly, live life on their own terms.
So buckle up and get ready for a journey into the world of ethical affiliate marketing. This is the Ethical Affiliate, where we believe that living life on your own terms is not just a dream, it's a reality waiting to be created. Thanks for joining us, and let's dive in.
Welcome to episode 24, the Ethical Affiliate. Hello, my co-host Ida. How are you?
I'm great, Tim. How are you?
I'm really well, thank you. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Perth. Rather chilly.
Yes, as it is in Sydney too. It's really cold.
Nice.
But I
nice.
like it.
Love the winters, yeah. Sunny winter. So we're going to do a similar podcast to what we did last week, where I was interviewed by Ida about my journey in affiliate marketing. And we thought we'd do this for a couple of reasons, because it's really interesting to know how people got started in their journey, how they're traveling. And we interview people quite regularly. So today I'm going to interview Ida. And you're up for it, Ida? Yes.
Absolutely. Bring it on. Ask me all the questions.
Well, let's go. So Ida, just tell me how you actually came across and decided to go into affiliate marketing, and what your life was like before that.
Okay, so my story is a couple of years ago. Well, really, I've always struggled working in the regular job field. And from my very first job at Macca's, I just thought, oh my God, is this what I have to do for the rest of my life? And, I'm a creative by nature. I sing and write and play music, and I'm artistic. And I always felt like there was no place for me in the world that would earn me the kind of money that I needed to survive, because as we all know, the arts is a difficult place to leave your mark. So for years, I kind of bounced in between jobs, and I did, I was a professional singer for a few years, and then I became a sole parent, and, again, still struggled in the regular 9 to 5. And a couple of years ago, I just got to the point where I'd been a carer for my mum, and that was hard work, really hard emotionally. And I was working as a planogrammer and a merchandiser, which is hard physical work. And I got to the point where I just was so sick of feeling miserable with my life. I never ever felt like my life was my own. It was always about, something or someone else. And I had to find a way out. And I kept seeing these ads on Facebook, and I knew about a little bit about affiliate marketing, but I always thought it was bullshit, scammy. It's like, yeah, I've heard it all before. Amway, blah, blah, not interested. And just something kept niggling away at me. And that little voice inside me was going, no, you need, just check it out. Just check it out. There might be something in it. Just check it out. Anyway, I did. And I came across this one affiliate marketing thing, and I thought, yeah, that sounds great. But I just wasn't in that, I still wasn't in that headspace. And then it got to a point where I really, really hit kind of rock bottom emotionally emotionally and physically. My body was sore and tired. I was really absent from my children. And as a single parent, I was a sole parent for many years. I felt the pressure of having to show up for work to pay the bills for somebody else, and having no real direction forward, and just being in survival mode, that it just left me so vacant from my children. And it happened with my firstborn. and then I went traveling around Australia and reconnected with him, which was great. And then it started happening again with my second born, because my kids are 14 years apart. And I thought, I can't do this again to another child who I'm too tired to spend time with. You know, I want to do things really differently this time. And so I started looking into it again, and I came across this affiliate marketing thing, and I started listening to their talks, and it just sparked something in me. And I thought, you know what? I'm sick and tired of living in effect. I was just basically living to the demands of my life. I was not taking any kind of control. And I thought, I want to look into this a bit more. So I did my listening and did, my due diligence, and I was nearly going to sign up with these people, but something was just telling me no. And it doesn't feel right. So I thought, okay, but I didn't give up on affiliate marketing itself, because I thought this is actually such a viable way of being able to make money. I just need to find the right thing for me that I can feel confident in running and pursuing. And as it happened, the universe decided it was time for me to find a better way, because I had an accident at work which resulted in a pretty severe shoulder injury, which now requires surgery. So I had to stop work. And I'm freaking out, going, oh my God, how am I going to handle this? How am I going to stay afloat? And I'm one of the lucky ones, because my living situation allows me some grace with rent and whatnot and bills. But still the pressure was immense of how I was going to move forward, because excuse me, quite frankly, I was sick of living in survival mode. I thought, I don't want this anymore. I'm in my mid-50s. I've got, maybe 30 years left of my life. My daughter's still young. What is it I really want? And I came across an agic. Pardon me. And it was then that I realized that I had a really, really solid opportunity to make some changes. And, look, there are things to get through in affiliate marketing. There are lots of, you've really got to be discerning about what you take on and what you put aside. And the beauty of it is there's so much room for you to find yourself in this space, right? But you've got to look inward. You've got to work on yourself, because this business will challenge you. It will challenge you emotionally. It will challenge how you think, your approach. It will challenge what authenticity really means to you, what showing up and being transparent and honest really means. And it brings up a lot of stuff, and it brought up a whole heap of stuff for me. And that could be really confronting at times. But I tell you what, in the 12 months since I started with Enagic, my willingness to invest in myself has grown so much. And as a result, I have grown, and I've learned so much. And learning about yourself in this world is paramount to living your best life. Because if you don't know yourself, then how are you going to direct your life? How are you going to teach your children? How are you going to move forward in the world? And I was really fortunate that I was open enough to look into affiliate marketing, because there's so much stuff out there that's just really bad. So you've got to do your searching to get the good things, to find a good community, and and the community within the community, because a lot of these affiliate marketing companies are quite big, and you're not always, even in the great companies, which Enagic is a wonderful company, they've got amazing products. Even within that community, there are still people that you're not going to connect with, right? But the beauty of it is that you don't have to connect with your upline in order to find community, because it's so diverse. And thankfully, I was able to meet like-minded people such as yourself, and the people that I'm now working closely with to grow my business, and that aren't in my upline. And I love that. I love that it offers up that opportunity, and it's turning me into a stronger person, and it's enabling me to actually pass that on to other people, teaching me how to connect with my joy, with my happiness. And that is something that we just don't pay attention to. We're not taught to connect with joy. We're not taught to connect with our happiness. We think happiness is a destination, and but really you can find happiness anywhere at any point. Even if you're in the depths of despair, you don't have to look very far to find something that is joyful and beautiful. um Obviously there are exceptions in the world, especially when you're looking in war-torn countries and you see what's going on. And that was another reason why I decided to get into affiliate marketing, take some control, is because we don't know how strong we are, how powerful we are, and where our power is in our pockets and where we put our money. And the sooner we start fostering growth and supporting businesses that foster a community of wellness, health, honesty, transparency, then we're just going to stay stuck in this awful paradigm where the upper echelons of society really make the rules, and we're constantly fed information that is so far from the truth, and it's designed to keep us small. And I love that this space allows us to grow, and it fosters growth, it fosters education, it fosters knowledge. And I feel really fortunate that finally I have found something that is going to allow me to connect with my art. It allows me to connect with my music. It allows me to connect with myself. And because I'm connected to such a great products that I genuinely believe in, that are genuinely based in health and wellness, that are built to last. It's not a gimmick. These are not disposable machines that are going to end up in landfill. These are really good quality machines that are designed to give us a better life. I could never go back to working for somebody else. Not now, not ever. I am done. I'm absolutely done with that. And I know that as I keep going, my business will continue to grow, and I will continue to be in a position where I'm helping other people. Do I have my bad days? Yeah, absolutely I do. I'm a human being. No human being can show up happy every day. And on top of that, I also deal with depression and anxiety, which is an even more important reason. This is another reason why I got into this space, because it fosters growth and wellness. So I have my bad days, but honestly, this business is what keeps me going. The fact that I have to confront my fears, my limitations, my limiting beliefs in order to be successful just keeps me moving forward. And I can't even imagine doing anything else. And it's opened up a whole bunch of new connections, a whole bunch of other companies that I see doing the same thing, that are based in wellness, that are based in health, that are genuine, where the ethos is really steeped in paying things forward, and really fostering a culture of growth mindset, and supporting businesses that are actually designed to give us better health and better lives. And so I love that. I'm talking with people from all over the world, and I'm loving the interactions that I'm having. And yeah, so that's basically my story when it comes to how I got into it. And there's absolutely no turning back for me. I love it. I'm my own boss. Um, I'm in this for the long haul. I think that anyone who says you can make a lot of money in a short period of time, sure, there are people that do that, but that short period of time includes 10 or 15 years of experience. It's like the overnight sensation in the music industry. Oh, they're an overnight sensation. No, they weren't. They've been working at their craft for years. They haven't given up, and now finally they've got the recognition. It's the same sort of thing. You don't give up, you just keep going, and that is what brings people the success. So anyone who says it can happen in a short time, yeah, it can happen in a short time, but success can happen quickly, but it doesn't mean that getting to that point is going to happen quickly. It's still a business. And this is what people don't seem to realize. It is a business like any other, but the difference is the outgoings are nowhere near as much, right? The demands, the physical demands are nowhere. They're not, his job is not physically demanding. It's not physically demanding. Emotionally demanding, it is, but in the sense that you've got to actually work your shit out in order to be able to run your business successfully, because if you're burning the candle at both ends, you won't be successful in this business. You just won't be. So part of being successful in this particular business with an AGIC is actually taking better care of yourself. And it's a real process for some, and it's a process for me. I spent my whole life not looking after myself, right? So for me to walk into, because I get this often, oh, you're making money, you're making money. It's like, I'm in this for the long term. When you talk to a bricks and mortar person, when they've been in their business for, a year or even, 2 years, do you ask them, are you making money? No, because it takes a while to actually build your business and build that trust, especially in an industry of affiliate marketing. So I've spent a lifetime not looking after myself, and it's taken me this long just to get into the habit of doing the things that are going to push me further into the life that I want to live. And that requires taking care of myself. It requires stepping out of my comfort zone. And it requires me doing things that I don't feel like doing at times, but big deal. So what? This whole world is full of things that we don't want to be doing. At least if I'm going to be doing something that I don't particularly want to do, it's going to get me to where I want to go, right? And it's going to fuel my own business, my own passions. And so that's
What
kind of like
when you first started looking at affiliate marketing, what were some of the things that caused you to actually reject the things you saw?
what do you mean?
As in, why didn't you go for the first thing that you saw?
Because I thought it was bullshit.
In what
Uh,
way?
well, also my gut feeling. My gut feeling was telling me, no, something's not right here. And after, you've got to be discerning. You've got to be discerning. You've got to know to read between the lines. And the first business, I thought, I came very close to signing up, and then I started listening to their live sessions, and I just thought, there's nothing here, really. You are not telling me. Yes, initially their sessions piqued my interest to look further into affiliate marketing, but for that particular thing, I just thought, no, there's nothing here for me. And then I answered an ad on Facebook, and basically was able to look into an AGIC, and my gut was telling me, no, you should go with this. And it wasn't because one thing I can't stand is salesy stuff, right? And the webinar, there was a lot of talk about, time freedom, and, they're talking about the compensation package, which is amazing. And that's actually the main thing that got me with an AGIC, was the compensation package and the fact that I could get finance to join, right? So that was an option for me. That's what caused me to look further into it, because I didn't have upfront funds, right? And and so once I realized that there was a possibility for me to get involved in something, that's when I looked into the company and the machines, and I realized actually I'm onto something good. And I joined up, and it was a rough start, because in this industry, there's, again, within your community, you're not going to see eye to eye necessarily with the people that you're working closely with. So it can be a real process to find your people. And that's what happened with me. You've got to find your voice in this space. It's really important that you listen to yourself, you find your voice, and you show up in a way that really works for you, that really speaks of who you are. And I was looking around, and I'm thinking, none of this really speaks to who I am, but I really love the product, right? I love it. I think it's an incredible product. I think the company gives more than one amazing product, and I can't wait to fit my house out with all of the things that they've got. But something about this whole thing just isn't working for me. So it was the solid it was the quality of what Enagic is as a company that kept me searching. And eventually I parted ways with my upline, and who I might add aren't bad people. They're great people. They're doing really well in their business. They're just not my upline. I just didn't click with them, and that's fine. And then I finally met, yourself and a couple of other people that I really did resonate with. And it's taking me time, but I'm getting to a place where I'm really comfortable with what I'm promoting and what I'm doing. And you can throw all the objections at me as much as you like. I'm so solid in my belief that I'm onto something great that it's unwavering. And the best thing about it is that I'm combining it with my coaching. Um, and my coaching involves helping people connect with their joy, helping people connect with their happiness again, and what better way to spend your life, making money by helping people, genuinely helping people. And, I'm not working for a bank. I'm not working for, um, I'm not working for anyone who's just trying to mind me. I'm working for myself, and that requires me showing up for other people whilst showing up for myself. So it's a mutually beneficial thing. No one's above anybody else, and it's a side-by-side business. So yeah.
So I firmly believe, as you know, that having your own business is a powerful journey of self-discovery. Probably
Yeah.
the biggest we can ever take on, really. So what have you learned about yourself in the last 12 months that you didn't know prior to that?
Um, that I can stick to something. I've been so up and down with things. I never stick to anything. But this, I know I'm going to stick to. It's the first time in my life that I've found something that I think is really worth sticking with. And through the hard bits, through the really tough bits. And I've had to have some really tough conversations. You and I have had some really tough conversations. You know, but it's worth it, because if I don't quit, I will succeed. And I just, I don't want to quit anymore. And I finally found something that's worth not quitting for.
Yeah. And what
So yeah.
attracted you, the combination of coaching and I guess basically we're talking about leadership here with a downline or a group of people growing businesses beside you or underneath you, whichever way you want to look at it. What attracted you to coaching as something that I know you've taken on in the last 6 months or so?
Okay, so what attracted me to coaching? I kind of fell into it. I have had, I've been diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety, and the mental sufferance that is associated with those things is really intense, really, really intense, and really scary and really hard to work through. And I got to a point earlier this year. Now, I've done therapy my whole life. Since I was 18, I started going to therapy, I've always been a seeker of answers. Um, and I had a particularly bad bout, and I was just feeling so overwhelmed. And I got the opportunity, I got a text message out of the blue from Luke Hawkins, who teaches neurotransformation therapy. And I was in such a state that I thought, I cannot keep going. I've got to try something different that's going to pull me out of this, because I need better coping skills, right? Because otherwise my life is not going to change. So I ended up doing neurotransformation therapy, which was great. And it made me realize how much more value I can add, not just to my own life, but to the lives of others, by sharing my own experience, by being able to give that assistance and guidance to others, because we don't realize how powerful we are as individuals. And if I can help someone see themselves in a better light, then that makes me feel really good. That to me is why I do what I do. Don't get me wrong, like there's finances involved, but I value what I do. I value what I give to people, and I'm investing in my education. I'm not pulling these things out of my ass. I'm actually learning and doing and bringing things to the table. So, I think when you value what you have to offer and you show up valuing that, people who value themselves will value that too. Yeah. And this is the thing, you come into business with me, you need to be in a mindset where you got to start valuing yourself, because if you don't value yourself, your time with me is going to be wasted. And so is your money. I don't want your money if you're not going to value what you're giving me. If you don't value yourself, your money's wasted with me. And really, I don't want to take it, because that doesn't align well with who I am. So I don't want to work with someone who isn't ready to place value on themselves. I can't, because it's just, it puts me in a compromising position. It puts them in a compromising position. People that come to me, they need to be ready to accept who they are, and they need to be ready to change what they don't like, and they need to be ready to get uncomfortable, right? If they're ready to do those things, I will work with them all the way. And they've got to be ready to invest. They've got to be ready to invest emotionally and financially, right? Because that's how the world works. People do not value things that are given to them for free all the time. They take it for granted. I take it for granted. The amount of free stuff that is available online, free coaching, this, free that. I'm like, but when I put my money where my mouth is and it's on the line, I'm like, damn, I need to work on this. I'm putting money in this. This thing is speaking to me. I need to value it. I need to value myself. So for anyone out there who's listening to this and, wants to have a chat with me, just know that, if you want to have a chat with me, you need to be ready to value yourself. You need to be ready to show yourself some love and show yourself some commitment, and I will be with you all the way.
So if you were looking for an ideal leader for yourself, what sort of qualities would you be looking for?
Honesty and transparency. Someone who's willing to hold my hand when it needs holding, but also go, hey, you need to do some self-leading here, right? Because you've got to, I want someone who's not only going to help me by holding my hand, but who's also going to hold me accountable, or help me hold myself accountable, because that's a good leader. And a good leader holds themselves accountable. Like our leader recently, they put something in the chat saying, no more replays. If you're not going to show up, then you're not going to be in this group. And I'm like, I actually love that.
Yeah, so did I. I
Because
applauded that.
we come up with 1,000 excuses to not do something. And I am a classic at not doing stuff. Tim, just the other day, we had a conversation where it's like, so many ideas, and what have you acted on? Like, well, and that was the kick up the bum that I really needed. And it's important for us to be okay with getting introspective. It's important with us to be okay to face that dark side of ourselves, because if we don't, then we're not going to move forward. We're just bullshitting.
Yeah.
We're just lying to ourselves, and we're lying to the people around us. And I don't want to live that life anymore. And I don't want to work with people who aren't prepared to be self-honest. You've got to be self-honest.
Yeah. It seems integrity is a really strong value with you, having, from what you're saying now, but also knowing you for a while, that it's really important that you have a feeling of integrity with someone you're dealing with, as well as your integrity within yourself, which I suppose kind of makes sense. They match, don't they?
Yeah, and look, and it doesn't come with doubt. It doesn't come without self-doubt. Like, I self-doubt all the time. It's part of my my self-honesty, my desire to show up as my best self has me questioning and rethinking and reevaluating all the time. And, you know, it's interesting because you've got to find that balance between lack of confidence and and actually lack of knowledge, you know, because for example, I might wake up one day and go, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm coaching these people and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then that to me is lack of confidence, right? But if there's something inside me that's going, oh, actually, really, I don't know what to do here, that's lack of knowledge. So finding the difference between the two can be really tough if you're constantly doubting yourself. So again, it's about that self-reflection. It's about being introspective, about getting to know how you operate on the inside so that you can make your decisions based on truth, not on misconception. You know what I mean? And that can be really complex and nuanced, but it's an ever evolving thing. It's
Because
not with
sometimes the lack of self-confidence is more simply, it's not a internal value of yourself. It's that you actually just may not know how to do something. So it's, oh, I
Mhm.
just need to learn something. It's not that I'm no good at this. I just haven't
Exactly.
learned that thing. Yeah, I'm hearing that's what you're saying.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So what are some of the real challenges going into this, I guess, an online business affiliate or this particular one we're in? What are some of the challenges that you didn't realize that you're going to come across?
Consistency. I totally knew I was going to come across that as a challenge because I'm an inconsistent person,
Right.
consistently inconsistent. Inconsistency has been my biggest challenge. Inconsistency and self-belief.
Okay.
Um, and I'm happy to say that I'm making progress in both of those areas, and I'm not um shying away from it. You know, there's a lot of shame attached to what we haven't done in our lives, and it's a process to let go of that shame and
Mm.
actually accept that it's not shameful to have not done things. It's okay, it's life, and every day is a new opportunity to do better. So
Yeah.
forgiving myself for my imperfections and just learning bit by bit, reminding myself that it's a process.
So
Learning
what?
to be
Yeah.
consistent, learning to show up consistently. So
Yeah. And what sort of technical challenges have you had, if any, into this business?
every single bloody technical challenge you can imagine,
Right.
getting my systems started, like holy bloody moly, you know, like wow, just we're figuring out all the different things that the Loom and freaking Linktree and Facebook ads and oh my God, and does your head in, right? But it's such a rich learning environment, you know. It's all about expansion of the
Mm.
mind, you know, and that all of that really, I'm sure I have undiagnosed ADHD, right? Because my ability to focus is so shit. Um, and getting these systems in place has been a real challenge because of my focus. But that my biggest challenge has been getting to know those systems and being patient with myself and taking it bit by bit and not comparing my journey to others. So yeah.
Hmm. But in 12 months, you've managed to learn a lot about Loom, Canva, Facebook, stuff that you didn't know a year ago.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning. You know, it's still an evolving thing for me. And I love that. And I'm not in a hurry. Um, I am in this for the long haul. And
Mm.
I know that I will achieve that. I'm actually not, I don't know that I will achieve that success because the way I look at it, I'm already achieving that success because I'm climbing these mountains that I thought were impossible.
Yeah.
And it's not always easy, and sometimes it's really fraught, but keeps me moving forward. And it really, I'm just grateful. The attitude of gratitude is what gets me by. That audible community, reaching out to people, connecting with people. I talk to a lot of people in different groups, especially in groups that are in mental health, and the beautiful connections that I'm able to make that haven't necessarily resulted in my in them coming to me with business, but what they've done is that they've filled me with such gratitude for what I've learned from imparting those little bits of wisdom and helping someone get out of a really bad spot, giving them a breathing exercise or just having a conversation with them. To me, that's really fulfilling, and I know that that is adding to my skill set. It's adding to my skill set of coaching. It's adding to my skill set of being able to show up for my teamies when they need that emotional support, and it's adding to my skill set of helping people connect with their happiness again. So yeah.
So what are your plans for the future? Where do you see yourself in 12 months?
I see, well, I see myself as more established in my business and more, my level of education increased, my level of knowledge increased, and I see my business growing exponentially, but I also don't want it to grow too fast because I want to keep up with the growth. Sometimes when businesses grow too quickly, you can't keep up. And I'm all about moving slow. I'm a sloth, but in a good way, right? I like to take my time and get things done in a way that's comfortable for me. So, I in 12 months, this time in 12 months, I want to be doing more musical projects, and I want to be helping more people. I want to be running more coaching containers and running more retreats, and telling people about the magic of an Anagic and what a wonderful range of products that we have available to build our life's work with. Yeah. And just
So
reaching.
as we wind up, what are a couple of things you'd like to say to the people listening who are just sort of teetering on the edge there? Maybe like you were 12 months ago going, oh, yeah, I should do something. I'm in a job, or want to bring my husband or my partner home. What would you advise?
Have a conversation with somebody.
Yeah.
See the opportunities that come your way and give people the time to have a conversation. Take the time to have a conversation with someone when you come across something that sparks your interest. Don't write it off. Trust yourself, trust your gut. Do your due diligence. Don't just jump in blindly thinking, oh yeah, this is great. Do your due diligence, right? But do it properly. Don't just, go online and read all the negatives or all the positives. Get your sources clear. Where you're getting your information from. If you're going on a website that's telling you, oh, this company is shit, come to our company, obviously there's an ulterior motive there. Like, reach out, talk to people, and trust your gut, trust your intuition, because it will never lead you astray.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hmm.
Thanks, Ida. Fantastic, inspiring journey.
Thank you.
I look forward to talking to you on our next podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know what we're going to do in our next podcast. I can't believe it's 24 episodes. Woohoo! Wait till we hit 100. That's going to be freaking awesome. Love it. Yeah.
25. There's probably something about 25 next because it's a quarter of the way. We'll
That's
celebrate
right.
that.
That's
Thanks for everyone listening. Join us on, what is it? Subscribe, like us, whatever you do on your favorite podcast channel and YouTube as well.
Apple,
and reach out to Ida, whose details are under all those podcasts and YouTube channels. And follow our journey. Thanks, Ida.
Thanks, Tim. Catch you guys next week.